Welcome back to the channel, guys. It's time for another anime first impression video. Welcome once again. This is going to be on the Demon Sword Master of Excalibur Academy. It is actually a series that I've done 2-volume reviews when it comes to manga. It is releasing now on hidive as an anime. 1 episode is out, and I think what I predicted a long time ago in my manga review is pretty much happening in this series. Now, before anything though, if you haven't done so by now, make sure you do subscribe to my channel. That's the best way to catch up with all the first impression videos that I am and will be releasing this coming few days. So quite a bit of stuff coming out, to be honest, so I'm excited for all the stuff that's releasing. There's a lot of stuff that I did not expect it to be better than what it was, and stuff like this one that I pretty much hit the mark on. So yeah, make sure you watch all those videos because it does help and learn more about the story and what to expect this fall 2023 season. There's a lot of stuff coming out, and yeah, I mean, Crunchyroll has the biggest portion of it, but hidive is releasing some stuff. I believe Max and Hulu are both releasing some stuff uniquely as well, and Netflix always picks up some stuff here and there, so we'll see what releases. Okay, the Demon Sword Master of Excalibur Academy. So there's 2 parts to this episode. The first part, it's the demon lord as he is, in how he basically, I don't know if it's mummified, but he sets his body to rest for 1,000 years. So the beginning of the episode, which is about half or maybe a third of the episode, is essentially a demon lord who can use necromancy, and he is being attacked by humans. The heroes are winning, and he has another trick under his sleeve, and basically his generals are like, no, we need you alive, we need you to survive. So instead of finishing the battle, he goes into, I guess, a sleep mode, and he resurrects 1,000 years, or his plan is to resurrect 1,000 years later. Now, the second half is him resurrecting. He resurrects as a little boy. One thing that goes wrong. Secondly, he doesn't know what year it is. He doesn't know how many years has passed because they use a whole different new calendar. In fact, the people that saved him, or the person that saved him, is this girl who is very much klutz and seems to not know anything about what he knows. So I think he mentions magic at one point, and she's like, magic? What do you mean by magic? And he mentions a little bit of the demon groups and all that, and she doesn't know anything about it. She knows that there's these beasts that are attacking, that they're called voids, and essentially they are attacked by one. Now, she has a very weak weapon, and there's a reason why to it. They don't really explain it too much in this episode, but again, I've read the manga, so I kind of know what's actually going to happen. But essentially, she can't really defeat the void, so one of her partners shows up, and she is the one that's left behind fighting the void. Now, the void is basically a big monster beast. It's what it is. So she runs away with the little boy. Again, it's actually the demon lord reincarnated, and they encounter multiple voids, and she, in her mind, is, I need to save this little boy. So she tries to fight, and she is killed. Now, I was a little disappointed, and I talked about this in the manga, that it was definitely a surprise factor, but the fact that I've read it, it wasn't as a surprise factor watching it. Now, I'm pretty sure for you guys who are going to watch it for the first time, it will be a surprise factor, but yeah, she is attacked and killed, and he then goes kind of berserk and destroys all these voids. He shows off that he actually still has power as a Dark Lord, and he then resurrects her, or heals her, but rarely resurrects her from the dead. And from there they leave with the partner that was left behind fighting the void. And yeah, that in a nutshell is the first episode. What did I expect out of it? Well, there was elements like this that definitely are surprise elements that whenever you watch the anime, you obviously don't expect it coming, and then when it does come, it's such a surprise, and it's nice, you know. But once you read it, you expect it, you kind of know what's coming, and it ruins the whole watching for the first time, not knowing what it's going to be about, right? Great example is Goblin Slayer. I never read the manga, not until I saw the anime, but there were people who had seen or who had read the manga already, and a lot of them were putting on Twitter, oh, you guys have to wait to see the first episode, it's going to be great. And yeah, it was pretty great shocker for a lot of us when we saw Goblin Slayer for the first time, which by the way is returning this week, I believe. So it kind of had that not that level of shock level, but that pretty much kind of was ruined, and it is what it is. But oh well. Beyond that, I knew just from reading it that if an anime were to be created at all, the one thing that I was not gonna like was the fan service. And yeah, they do have quite a bit of fan service. The girls are dressed like if they were going to a club, but they're fighting beasts that way. I don't know why. It's not way over the top, but it's over the top with the fan service, and it's like, it's subtle, and I think it almost annoys me that it's subtle. And at the end, one of the girls is teasing the boy. She's like, "Oh, you're looking at me bouncing this motorcycle," and he's like, and the other one's like, "Leave him alone. He's a young boy. He's growing up." And he's like, "No, he has evil thoughts just like any boy." And so all that is like, could we have done without it? Yeah, we could have done without all that. We did not need all that at the end, and it felt very off for what it was already of an episode. Knowing, because I've read the 2 volumes already, there is going to be more fan service for sure. Which again, if you read the first volume, it doesn't seem too off, but the first episode with that at the end, it just felt like, okay, now they're changing the gears to, let's just make this fan service for the last 5 minutes. And yeah, that's basically what it felt like. So yeah, that's a downfall. I would say out of 10, I'll give this one a 7.7. Oh my gosh, a 6.5. I still think it's good. I don't think it's going to be way too over the top fan service, but there is going to be some of it. So just FYI, it is on hidive. It releases on Mondays at noon, so you guys can catch it there at noon Central Time. So it depends where you are in the world. It comes out different times. Thank you guys so much for watching this. If you haven't done so by now, subscribe to my channel, give some love by content liking and sharing, and I will see you next time. Go watch the rest of the first impression videos. See you guys.